Do you need to be an extroverted person to be a good dentist? I saw this question posed online recently and I thought it would be a really fun one to kind of dive into. And it really hit close to home for me because I am not an extroverted person at all. In fact, I'm like a homebody. I like hanging out with my family and maybe like coffee with a good friend. But when it comes to like big parties and big social things, that's just not me. I'm not an extroverted person at all. And when I saw somebody online kind of saying that, they didn't think they could be a good dentist because they don't like talking to people, I really thought that was crazy because I think dentistry can work equally well, whatever your personality is. And honestly, I would go so far as to say that if you are an introvert, you probably have some distinct advantages over somebody who's a little bit more talkative when it comes to establishing patient trust and running your practice. Now, if I think about it, on a busy day, I will see like 20 to 30 different people, and I'm having conversations with all of them. If you're somebody that naturally likes to talk a little bit more, you're really going to have some advantages because if you meet somebody, it's going to be easier for you to kind of open up and establish a dialogue. And it's just not really going to put a lot of stress on you to have to talk to people like that. However, if you're a little more quiet, a little more shy, here is where I think that introverted people have an advantage because in my practice, talking to patients, I like to make the conversation about them, about that patient, because that takes the focus off of me. And people, most of the time, really like to talk about the things that are important to them. So it's not really on me to entertain people and make things really fun and exciting. I really want to make it about them. I want them to feel like we care about them as a practice, that I care about them as their dentist, because I genuinely do. And there is no better way to communicate that than to kind of put the focus on that patient in a conversation. So if I'm meeting somebody new, I'm going to ask them, like say it's a teacher, I'm going to ask them how their summer's going, how their school year finished out. And as you get more experience with this, you can kind of start going down some different avenues. So say you ask a patient what they have planned for the summer, they tell you they're going on an Alaskan cruise. So I'll say something like, wow, that sounds awesome. Have you been on a cruise before? Or how long have you been planning this? Or what sites are you going to see? What part of that cruise are you looking forward to the most? I'll say it again because it's worth repeating. If you take the focus off of yourself and put it on the patient where it belongs, you're going to build trust and you're going to let the patient know that you care about them. I genuinely do not care what patients think of me when they leave the office. I mean, within reason, but I don't care if they think I'm great. I want them to leave my office feeling great about themselves because more than anything else, that is what they're going to remember. If they think I'm great, they're going to forget that the next day. But if they remember that they left my office feeling really good and really confident and just great about themselves, that is going to stick with them a lot longer, and that is going to be a lot better for our office long term. One approach that I have found really helpful is sort of looking at my conversations with people the way I look at making these videos, which is it's a performance. You would be surprised how many people, how many artists and singers and Broadway actors are actually really introverted people in real life. And I am sort of that same way, especially with, even doing videos like this. I might not feel energetic every single moment, but I owe it to you guys to be dynamic and interesting in these videos. The same thing with my patients. The end of the day, I just want to go home and I've got a new patient in the chair. I have to turn it on and it's time to be really excited that that person is there because I want them to know that I am happy to see them. And by looking at it like sort of in a way putting on a performance for this person, it's better for them and it's better for me. And as an introvert, that's almost easier to kind of approach it that way because you have to do it like all the time. Whereas if you're extroverted and it comes naturally 80% of the time, that other 20% of the time is going to be a struggle because you're normally feeling really energetic talking to people, and now it's the end of the day, you're tired, it's a new patient in the chair you've never met before. You're going to be a little more prone to just kind of, I'm just done, my energy's gone. Whereas somebody who's a little more introverted says, I know how to do this. I don't love talking to people, but this is my thing. This is what I signed up to do. I'm going to make sure that this family is really happy that they're in my office and give them the best experience I can. And part of that is me playing the part of the caring, energetic dentist, because that is what I signed up for. Now, of course, there are extremes. If you take a personality test and find out you're like more introverted than 99% of other people, then yeah, I get it. Dentistry might not be for you because you really do have to talk to some people. But honestly, any field, you're going to have to learn to communicate when you don't feel like it. Like, even if you're a software engineer, some of those low-level positions, you can probably get away with, not really talking to anybody. But as you progress in your career, if you want to move up to management, you better believe you really have to get good at talking to people. There is no job that you can have where you don't have to communicate on a really regular basis, introverted or extroverted. So yeah, you can be an introvert and you can be a great dentist. You can be an extrovert and you can be a great dentist. I really believe that the number one thing is to sort of find your strength and play to that strength. A genuine thank you to everybody who has subscribed so far. You really make the channel what it is, and I'm so looking forward to more of these videos in the future. We'll see you guys next time.